looks about that way, right?
So it's, I mean, you've talked about just kind of the inches and the details of games. The Dylan Brooks miss and then Jalen Green gets the offensive rebound. I mean, obviously, not pointing fingers, but it's just those little things that swing a tight game like that.
Yeah, I thought, a big factor of why, I mean, obviously Van Fleet made a tough shot at the end to cut it from 8 to 5. But I thought in the third quarter we fouled too much. We got them in the bonus really early. And then I think that you look at the discrepancy from the first half to the second half on the rebounding, and certainly that was a big one by Green because Vooch had made a 3, we cut it to 2. Right. We didn't need to foul. I thought we played pretty good defense. We contested, but we got to find a way to come down with that. Even the possession before that, I thought Patrick came close to a steal. But I think in the second half, if you look at the number of times we put him to the free throw line and the number of offensive rebounds. And listen, they're big when they've got Adams and Sengun out there, or they play with, Smith out there, or Jeff Green. I mean, they're long. But, we did a pretty good job in the first half, and I thought our pace was very, very good. But certainly those two areas, the free throw line and the rebounding, hurt.
Where are you as far as your mentality of where these guys are the last 3 road games, Orlando, Miami, this team? All of them are kind of physical teams. Bigger teams. I mean, when they had Adams and Seguin in there, I mean, it's a pretty big lineup. Are you seeing your guys starting to embrace that physicality a little bit more? It seems like they're willing to go toe-to-toe with teams a little more than they were in the first half of the season, especially.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really pleased with the way they're competing. I think to your point, Miami's physical. Orlando's got great length and size. They're physical. You come home. I thought Indiana, the two or three times prior to the other night, we got physically beat up in those games, in my opinion. Brooklyn's another team that maybe their record doesn't show it, but they play physical. They get after you. They're aggressive. And these guys are a really good defensive team. They're physical. And I think our guys are lining up and competing and really trying to battle and play physical. So I've been very, very pleased. I feel like we've made, a pretty significant jump in that area from, to your point, early in the year to where we are now.
And then with Steven Adams, were you guys trying to put him at the line and play kind of hack at Adams?
Not really. We talked about doing it, but I think right when we talked about doing it, we had there was like 340 or so, somewhere in that range. And then pretty soon after, maybe the next possession, they took him off. So that may have been the reason why. But even the other part, even if you do that, you still got a rebound if he misses them, And I thought they got a couple of opportunities on some free throw misses that they got back. So, but we did talk about it as they started to get up by like 6 or 7. But we kind of hung in there. We got some stops and made some plays. And obviously, Vooch's shot was big, being down, by 5, and he makes that 3, and all of a sudden it's a 2-point game, and we're going to have the ball back because of the shot clock. But to your point, we didn't, I know Green came in from the perimeter, but we didn't certainly check him or look to see if he was coming, and he made a great play.
Last one for me then. How did you like the duos of, you had Jalen and Zach played some significant minutes together, and then it was, I think Vooch was even in there with Zach for a little bit. Yes.
I mean, there's going to be some times during the year that's going to present itself that we can look at that. I think I mentioned that to you. It was okay. I think the biggest thing for Jalen is what we need him to do is really stretch the floor and shoot. And I like the shots he got, even though he didn't really make any of them. He's got to keep taking those. Now, they're different because when they do play big, for the most part, they play big in zone. And I thought he got really good space threes, and we probably could have taken a couple more that he didn't take. So, I mean, I look at the film. I thought it was fine. I thought we rebounded okay in that first half. We were pretty physical there, and then. When Zach was out there, I brought Vooch back and let those two guys play for a little bit. But that's when they took Steven, Adams off, and they kind of went to more of their conventional lineup.
Yeah. That's it for me.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Joe.
Good show.